Okay. Uh,
Oh, we're up. We're there. We're definitely up on Instagram. I seen that.
yeah. And we live on YouTube.
We love on YouTube. Perfect. I'm about to post this shit. The link. Copy link. Paste. That's the YouTube link. And then we can go to this. Paste that right there. Lovely, man. Okay. All right, brother. You ready?
Do it. Let's do it.
Let's do it. Welcome to an all new episode of the No Rules Podcast. I'm Aaron Hilton, as always, joined by my main man, Malik Smith. Malik, what's good, man?
My man. Been a long time.
Shouldn't have left you without a dope pod to step to, man.
Come on. Come on. Come on.
These kids don't know nothing about that,
They don't know,
brother.
y'all
Come on.
young bucks don't know nothing about
Y'all
that.
youngins don't know nothing about that, man.
Don't know
Coming
nothing.
to you live, brother, live on this Throwback Thursday, on this trade deadline Thursday. We'll get more into that a little bit later, but it's been a couple of weeks since we last recorded, Malik. Let's catch some people up on some summer blockbusters. I understand you and the wife, you had an opportunity to hit the movies a couple of times over the last couple of weeks, or it was just you?
Yeah, I went solo, baby.
Oh, you went solo.
I went
Respect. I
solo.
was doing the same. I didn't know if you guys made like a date night out of the whole thing. Jasmine don't do movies, so like I was just like, fuck it, I'm going. Either we going or I'm going, but I'm going. So
I'm gonna be
she
there.
was, yeah, she called the bluff. She was like, okay, I guess you going then. So it's
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah. I did, man. I will say, we took maybe that's about a month off.
Yeah,
We relax a little bit, try to stretch the legs, do a little something, enjoy the summer.
yeah, man.
So for
Have some
basically
fun.
for a week straight, I went to the movies at least once every other day. Um, and I got to say, man, it was nice to be able to just hit the movies. I hit a couple early movies, like in the middle of the day. Um, it was really enjoyable. Like I have not had a chance to go to the movies to the degree that I want to. So my goal was like I was gonna hit every summer blockbuster that's come out. The only movie I still haven't seen because of unfortunate circumstances, i.e., my child getting sick, is F1.
Right.
But outside of that, I've seen every movie. I've seen every movie, and I, I got some thoughts, man. I know you got some thoughts too. So I mean, let's chop it up.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, first of all, let's do the podcast thing. Which summer blockbuster that you have seen? I guess which one do you think won the summer? Like, Drake normally has the anthem of the summer, although this summer he's been kind of quiet. Who's been the movie of the summer for you so far?
So far, excluding the one that I have not seen.
Right.
So what we're talking about Superman, and we're talking about Fantastic Four.
Correct.
I don't know where you stand on this, and I
Hmm.
hope you stand on the other side because I think that would make this way more interesting.
Hmm.
Dun, 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 dun. I gotta say, man, I I was really impressed. I was really really impressed with Superman. Like I was skeptical, when I saw the dog. I was in the trailer. I was like, I don't know about this, man. Like I didn't. I just it's so different from what they've done in all the other ones. Which, to be honest, it's not like I thoroughly enjoyed every other Superman that's come out
Exactly.
since
I
like
guess the difference
2013.
was better.
But I think it was just so jarring to see like I'm like they're including the dog. Like okay, whatever. Like we'll see. But James Gunn's attached to it. Like I was like, okay, I'm optimistic. Like let's see if we can revamp this thing, redo this thing. I thought they nailed it, dude. I thought they
Yeah.
absolutely nailed it. That
I mean,
movie
we
was
talked
really
about it.
fun.
Like, I saw it opening night, Superman, obviously, and for me, it was like coming out of the movies. I was really, really invigorated. Now, normally with these movies, I like to kind of go in as blind as possible. I try and minimize the amount of trailers that I watch. Don't listen to a lot of podcasts or read a lot of reviews or even look at the cinema score because I don't want to go in with the preconceived notion that this is going to be a good movie or this is going to be a bad movie, because it can taint your view of it. I wanted to go in as blind as possible. So this one, I just went in with a bag full of hope, and a large Coke, and I just I was blown away. I was absolutely blown away from the moment that those title cards went on the screen. It was like, it almost looked like a nod to the George Lucas Star Wars films, the way that he opened up with the
3,000
the description, 3,000 years or 300 years ago and 3 decades or whatever, you know what I mean? Like, it was really, really cool the way he opened that up, and just set the stage for the type of Superman movie you were going to see. You were going to see a vulnerable Superman. I don't think we've ever seen the Man of Steel bleed in any of the movies, including the Christopher Reeve movies that are so well revered. So, I mean, it's definitely a new take, a more vulnerable take, but I loved it. And the casting was immaculate.
Dude, David Cornsweet.
Incredible.
I gotta say, I was like, wow.
I didn't know who the fuck he was. Like, I was like, who in the fuck? But that, honestly, that's probably, for the best. You don't come in with any like,
I would
baggage.
Be disappointed if they brought in someone who was like well known. It's like, hey, let's what's Chris Pine up to? Let's see if he. It's like, no, actually, I think we're good. Like,
and he's young too, so it actually worked out perfectly, because he'll be able to grow with the franchise. And if you're looking to do this, Marvel did their first phase through the Infinity Saga. It took, I think, want to say it was like 10 or 11 years. I want to say, of movies that came out. Starting with Iron Man, which was like what, 08, 07. So, and obviously culminating in Endgame, which is still probably the greatest payoff in comic movie history. And I don't know how that will ever be beaten, but
it won't.
It can't be. But this is a beautiful thing, because now you can grow with the character. You can see him grow as a man, as an actor, but also with the character of Superman. And I'm just very interested to see the direction that James Gunn and the rest of the DCEU, now under his helm and under his stewardship, where it goes. He's done the thing that no one has been able to do since the 70s and early 80s, and that's make a good Superman movie. So now I will be interested to see what he does with the rest of the DC franchise, namely the breakout star of that movie, Mr. Terrific.
So I had no idea who this brother was.
You and everybody else in the movie theater.
Yeah, like unfortunately, I have not caught up on a lot of the scripted series that they made in the DCU, which I've heard great things about. And I think that's like the funny thing about how things have shifted in the space, where like the characters in the DCU they've made really great shows, but they have not been able to make good movies. Like Penguin was a hit. I've heard great things about Peacemaker. All of the I guess Suicide Squad was a hit, but like outside of that, like there hasn't been like a ton of like, oh wow, this was like a really, really great movie in the DCU. But they've had a lot of shows that have been critically acclaimed, and that like people who love comics like love these shows. Because I keep hearing people tell me, "Oh, you got to watch this. You got to watch this." And I believe you were the one who told me that Mr. Terrific was on one of these shows before he got into the movie. His character was on one of these shows before he got into the movie.
Right.
So, but for those of us who didn't know who he was, like I think he kind of stole the movie. To be honest, like he was that good. Like
he had the best fight scene in the whole movie, which is. Normally it's not the best sign when an ancillary character, one who no one really has any knowledge of, outside of like really, really deep cut comic book DC nerds. But like for him to have the best fight scene and it still to be a good movie, and for us still to come out of the movie with the most important thing I think that James Gunn had to do is prove to the masses, and so far he has done so to over 650 million people. Or to the tune of over $650 million, that David Cornsweet is Superman.
100%.
And that is something that people have bristled against in the past with other iterations, the Brandon Routh Superman, and then with Henry Cavill's iteration, to mixed reviews in that regard. But I think David Cornsweet, for the majority of the people that went to go and see this movie and actually gave it a real chance, I think they came out convinced he was Superman. Um, but this Mr. Terrific character, if you go and see the, and if you haven't seen it, I highly suggest you go and see it. He has the best fight sequence in the movie. He is one of the most intriguing, if not the most intriguing characters, and he played a key role. And that's just what James Gunn does. He takes these ancillary characters, these offshoots that people don't know a lot about, and it's clay that he can mold.
Yeah.
And that's what a great screenwriter can do. When you give me a little bit of IP and a whole lot of leeway, watch what I can do with it. And I just love the fact that it's a black character that gets this kind of shine too.
I mean that, yeah,
makes me feel
absolutely.
great.
That like that made it. I think that's what won him like the starring role, so to speak, in the
Yeah.
movie, because it's just his like it's just not give a fuck like attitude. Just walking in like, I know, goddamn, I know what I'm doing. When he mushed the dude walking into Lex Luthor's like lair or whatever, when he just mushed the dude out of the way,
It's like, I'm a genius.
yeah, like what? Just
All right. It was like T-balls, they're T-spheres. They're spheres.
Yeah, yeah.
The three-dimensional.
2D.
Circles are 2D.
I gotta say too, like you said, you mentioned like Corn Sweat like looks like Superman, like he like embodies Superman. I felt like the spin that they kind of put on Lois Lane, I liked it. Like I like a more punky, like it's clearly a millennial. Like they clearly were marketing this movie to us. Like everyone's super millennial in this movie.
I think
At least
the actress Rachel Brosnahan, I think that she brought a lot of her own character to the Lois Lane character, and just, I mean, she's a brilliant actress. She's an incredible, I mean, for my money, she's the best Lois Lane. But again, I've never really understood like the thing with Margot Kidder. I don't understand people's super being in that. I'm sure there are people that will kill me for that opinion, but Brosnahan she was absolutely incredible. The really great scene of them in Lois's apartment when they kind of had a repartee between her and Clark / Superman. I thought it was a beautiful moment, and in a way to kind of give her character a little bit more than just I kind of dote over this big hunky 6'4" deity type of person. Is like, no, I have my own agency. It's like, I'm also a professional, and this is kind of what it would be like to date a journalist, and a good one.
Yeah. What was that word you used? I'm sorry. Was that repartee? Was it?
Repartee, yeah. A little back and forth. Hey man, I got the SAT words flowing. I got them flowing.
Yo, you've been reading books. You got your summer
list. It's been a month, brother. I'm on page 13 of the dictionary, man. We're good. We're good over here, man.
Yeah, man. I can't say enough about it, man. Like I was impressed, and there's a part of me to sort of transition. I feel like I wonder if there's a part of me that, like you said, you went into this somewhat blind, not blind, but like with as little like outside noise as possible.
Right.
I did that too, not even by choice. It's just like I just haven't had a chance to, like, people be doing like, I don't know what the press run is like supposed to do or like who it's supposed to hit, but it has not hit me for any movie that I actually do want to see. I've never seen the press run until after the movie, and I'm like, oh, now I'm looking at all the. Well, I guess I'm really not looking for it, but anyway, more importantly, like I wasn't trying to find like little nuggets. I hate doing that because I feel like that ruins the movie.
Yes.
People, they be dissecting every second of a trailer to see like what's going to happen. It's like, just go watch the movie. But I think my expectations going in, I don't want to say that they were low, but like I wasn't like opening myself up to be disappointed because there's been some bad Superman related movies. With Fantastic Four, I think let me start by saying I enjoyed Fantastic Four. It was really good. I had a great time watching it. I thought they did what they needed to do. But I think there was this like pressure on Fantastic Four, like that was inherent, in part because, obviously everyone's like, oh, Marvel's down. Like no one cares about superhero movies anymore. That time has passed, whatever. But also because like the last 3 Fantastic Four movies, well, apparently there's a 4th one that my brother reminded me of from the 90s that was so bad no one
exactly.
But the others that were more recent just weren't good. Like they just were not good. And like this movie, it's like how many times can you keep
Mhm.
remaking the movie if you've like flopped trying to make it right?
Well, I
But they
think the
did. They did a
no,
good
they
job.
they didn't. I think the thing that they did, and again, so I will say it like this. I wish that I could disagree with you, in terms of when we're comparing the two movies, which one is better. Superman was slightly better for me, and I do mean very slightly. Like when I came out of Fantastic Four, I would say it was a 7.5, leaning closer to a 7. Superman, it was an 8, like pretty solid 8 for me, coming out of that movie. The few things that I didn't like about Superman, I think were a little bit easier to fix than some of the things about the Fantastic Four movie. But I also think for a movie that setting the stage for the shift in what the MCU is going to be in this next phase, I think they did a great job. And like you said, they succeeded where other Fantastic Four movies failed. They did the thing where they went to a lot of known actors, especially Pedro Pascal, who just like is in seemingly everything
Yeah.
this summer. Vanessa Kirby, incredible actress who has been in a lot of things herself, other IP movies like Mission Impossible. She was in that, playing Sue Storm. Then you have Joseph Quinn, who was the Human Torch, and then Evan Moss Bacharach, who is the heart and soul of the Bear on FX, which is the darling of the Emmys and award season nowadays. So um, it was a very star-studded cast, but mostly of TV actors or actors with who weren't above the line on the credits, you know what I mean? And to give them that stage and for them to do what they did with that movie, I was very, very impressed. Some nitpicky things. CGI baby wasn't really super feeling that.
Dude, it
Um,
was
you know,
so it I don't know if it was because the thing was holding the baby that made it
yeah,
CGI or what, but like it was so weird like watching. It just like stood out so much that I was like, what the fuck happened there? Like
yeah.
was this an edit? Like
It's like they had a baby. Because normally when they use real babies in movies, they're normally twins because of child labor laws and things like that, and it's just easier. One kid sleeps while the other kid records, and you flip it, that type of thing. But
I swear to
um,
God, that sounds like something you just made up, but continue.
no, like that's just what they do. Like most, like the Sprouse twins. When they did it with the Sprouse twins in Big Daddy. That was both Cole and Dylan Sprouse playing that
Hell
kid.
yeah,
Yeah, the
twins.
Mary Kate and Ashley in Full House.
Familiar with them,
So
yes.
exactly. So it happens all the time. Um, but with this one, it kind of seemed like we just found one baby, really like that baby, so we just AI generated the baby when he was at
Your
nap
baby
time or when
was
we
your
couldn't,
baby.
when our 4 hours of labor time was up with the baby, we just did AI for this scene, or we couldn't get him to stop crying for this scene, so we had to use AI to kind of fudge it a little bit because it
Yeah.
kind of gave me the Paul Walker at the end of what is it, Fast 6 or 5 or
I
whatever
stopped
one.
watching after 5.
I can't remember which one it was. God rest the dead, but like that, it just kind of gave that kind of vibe,
Yeah.
and it took me out of it a little bit in some spaces, but I was very, very impressed with both movies. I did enjoy the movie going experience. What I will say to answer my initial question is, for me, the movie of the summer, and I'm not going to spoil this for you specifically because you haven't seen it yet, is
Mm.
F1. That is a movie
Mm.
that you have to see in movie theaters. Um, it is a movie star vehicle in the best way. You do not go to see, this is a popcorn movie, so to speak. Now there is good acting in it. It is a well acted movie, but that's not what you're going to this movie for, because you can see a well acted movie at home, and still get a relatively similar experience and be fine. This movie, more than any other movie to me that has come out, you have to see it on the biggest screen possible. Um, and just sit back and enjoy the ride, like literally. It's so incredible. And Damson Idris, if you were unsure of whether or not he had staying power and whether he'd find that star after Snowfall ended, this will calm that thought. You're in good hands
Yeah.
with him, and if he continues to make choices like this and beyond, I'm very interested to see where his career goes after this. But to go toe to toe in a Who's More Handsome movie with Javier Bardem and Brad Pitt, and to come out shining like he did, that says a lot for him as a star, and for relatively young actor on the rise.
Yeah, I mean, I got a lot of Damson Idris stock. You
Yeah,
know, I'm loaded up on him after Snowfall
pause.
because
Right.
yeah, pause. Mega pause. Mega pause. What was I thinking there?
Yeah.
Nah, but yeah, after Snowfall, it's like he was like just way high up in my book. And yeah, like man, I really wanted to see that movie. What I saw instead of F1, because I was like, oh, let me really like make this a week and
Mhm.
like start this movie from the first blockbuster of the summer, which, if you may recall, was Tom Cruise, Mission Impossible.
You know what? I didn't see that movie because I didn't see the predecessor. Like the last movie I saw, he was like saving um Bridget Moynihan from like a terrorist or something like that. It's the I
Oh,
forget
Mission
which number
Impossible
it was.
3?
No. It's when he first brought her back. So it was like it was way down the road. Yeah. So he did that movie. Then there was one.
Yeah.
There was one other movie before he goes to Dead Reckoning, and that's the movie that I missed.
Yeah,
I didn't see that one.
it's actually really funny because like after I've been like looking at the on Paramount Plus, they have all the Mission Impossible movies, and I
Mhm.
was just like looking at the like trailers of them and like the synopsis of each movie, and I was like, when you think about it, like you don't I don't think about it in like often, but just
Mhm.
watching them, I was like, these storylines are fucking insane. Like he blew up the Kremlin in one of them. There's just like a lot of shit going on.
A lot,
I'll say
and a
this.
lot of like Tom Cruise just running and
Oh my
jumping and doing
god,
crazy.
dude,
You know,
dog. Let me tell you something. This is the fucking pinnacle of Tom Cruise running. Let me tell you, it's so good.
60-year-old white man,
Bro,
5'6",
booking it.
but runs a
Straight
4.2.
booking it. He said, "I'm gonna realize my NFL dreams one day." Like, dog, it's like it's one of I guess in a similar vein of like F1, where it's like it's a movie you want to see in theaters. Like this movie's gonna be way better watch in theaters because of just all the stuff. Um, it,
It was kind of me.
it was there were some moments where I'm just like, all right, like, do these guys know like this is supposed to be like the movie and like not like a joke? Like, I don't know, is this a serious? Did they write this or did they just like, I
Well,
don't
it's
know what
hard
happened?
because he keeps, and to his credit for that, but he keeps bringing back the whole crew. So it's like not only is Tom Cruise old, but now Ving Rhames is old.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
yeah,
And Simon Pegg is getting old. So it's like you're getting all of the crew getting back together, but it's not the same thing to see a big physical guy like Ving Rhames being the guy behind the computer. It was like almost turning everything on its head because if you go by strict archetypes and body types, Tom Cruise should be the guy behind the computer and Ving Rhames should have been the bruiser doing all the fighting. And like now it's kind of like, I mean, Ving Rhames is like 60, so like it's
nah, he's
okay
way
for him
older
to
than
not be,
60.
well, whatever. But there's it doesn't translate quite the same, and they weren't as successful if they even tried. I don't know. In injecting youth into that franchise. So while it's still very entertaining, I think it's kind of more like the top what crazy stunt can Tom Cruise do? So like that's what's gonna get you in the theater. Like he actually jumped off the plane and onto that thing and he broke his ankle. You can see it in the like that was like one of the big
But check
selling
this
points
out
of
though.
one of the previous.
But check this out though. The
Yeah,
stunts in this movie, I'm
insane.
not gonna lie to you, bro. It's worth the price of admission.
But
Like,
that's what they have. But
yeah,
that's what I'm telling you. So you go to see these movies, and it's like that's what you're going for. You're not going for a great movie. You're not even all the way going to get entertained all the way through. You're going to see like all I've heard about this whole time is Tom Cruise jumps out of a plane and lights his parachute on fire. What is that going to look like on the big screen? And how did he not die doing this stunt? And like that's all you hear about, and it's enough to get you into the theater. But once you're there, you're kind of like, all right, I did all that build up to pay $20 to see this, 1 3-minute scene, and now it's kind of over, and you got to
well, I
get
mean,
hit with that
I was going for the resolution of the
of the
character
series.
story.
Yeah. Okay.
Obviously, Not
You feel like it tied it up in a bow for you? Like you're satisfied with the?
I'll let you watch it, but
Mhm.
I think they tied it up so tight that I don't think if anyone wanted to untie it, that they could untie it because like they spent 3 hours trying to tie shit up, and it's like we actually don't need to go to the great lengths of like reminding us of like this thing that happened in movie 4 and
Yeah,
then doing a flashback. It was a lot of flashbacks. Like
yeah,
it just there was a lot of weird like okay why did we need that tie-in like that actually there was no payoff for that and you guys like built this whole thing up for that um which was kind of weird because I actually thought the movie before this one
hmm
Dead Reckoning,
yeah,
I thought that one was actually really good. Like it was fun. It was fun to watch. Also, the topic, like the underlying subtext of what they're trying to say, is a little too on the nose in this movie.
yeah,
It's AI related. Spoiler alert.
yeah.
So
Well,
yeah, just watch it though. I think you'll watch
yeah,
it and you'll
I'm gonna
enjoy
watch
like the
it.
stunts. But like I think as you're watching the movie, you're just like, what the fuck? There's some definitely like what the fuck moments. But it was it was good. So yeah, unfortunately I did not see F1 because I had to go see Tom Cruise
Yeah,
hanging onto an airplane.
I feel you. Go see F1.
Yeah,
Like I can't even. If you can see it tomorrow, go and see it tomorrow. Like it is, and you'll immediately know what I'm talking about. Like within the first 30 minutes of the movie, you will know exactly what I'm talking about. It's
yeah,
just, it is so incredible. I have zero interest in Formula One racing. Still don't really have much of an interest in Formula One racing, but this movie got me as engaged in that brand of storytelling as I feel like I ever could. Like for that 2.5 hours, I cared. I was like, "Yep, I'm locked in." Like everything, the drama, the whole, like they do such a good job with the movie. You just absolutely have to see it. But that would be my pick for the summer blockbuster because
okay.
I went into that movie with almost zero expert. Like when they first announced F1 starring Brad Pitt, and I saw the movie poster before I even saw the trailer, I was like, "Why the fuck would I go see this?" And then the trailer came out, and I was like, "Hmm,
Yeah, yeah,
maybe I'll go see this and not tell anybody about it." And then they kept building and building and building until finally I was like, I don't care who knows it. I'm gonna tattoo F1 on my forehead. I'm gonna go see this movie. You know what I mean? So, now I'm
it's like
considering
hey
a
babe, so I bought a Formula One race car. Like,
we're owners. Surprise.
yeah,
Yeah. No. It was good. It was good. But that's it for the summer blockbusters, guys. In short end, movies are back. Go and see them.
bro. So
Whether it's
so
superhero movies or old guys driving cars and jumping out of airplanes, go and see movies. It is an
or
important
or
thing to
or
do.
your or rom coms,
Yeah,
or
rom
romantic.
coms is fine. I mean, I can't speak for materialists or any of
Haven't
those
seen it yet.
other
Haven't seen
rom.
it.
Yeah, I can't really speak for
It's actually
that.
not a
I haven't seen
comedy
it,
from what
but
I was told. So
it's
there's
just
that too.
romantic drudgery.
Well, I
Great.
heard it was comedically bad, but
Oh,
yeah.
yeah. I have heard the
Yeah.
same. Actually,
Pedro Pascal.
Pedro Pascal.
A
I
little
mean,
too much, a little too much
a little
dip
too
on the
much dip
chip.
on the chip, brother. Yeah. And then he has the Mandalorian movie coming out, Mandalorian and Grogu coming out. I don't know when, but probably within the next year or so. So, yeah, it's going to be a whole lot of Pedro Pascal, which normally isn't a bad thing, but sometimes people can get a little fatigued. So I hope he finds some time for himself and off the screen. At least he won't be on TV for a while anymore. So there is that.
All right,
Um,
spoilers, dude.
you know,
The thing is, like, I already know what you're saying, even though you didn't say
yeah,
what you're saying. I know what you're saying.
yeah,
It's fine.
yeah. Well, I assumed that you had already seen that. I mean, you take a lot of time to see the movie blockbusters. I just assumed that you had finished
I don't
watching
have
that.
that much time. I don't have that much
But
time.
okay, I got you. He just has those 2 hours a day. That's it.
just the 2 hours.
Just those 2 hours. Yeah. Well, speaking of time throughout the day and wasting said time, the Red Sox found a way to waste my time and all Red Sox fans' time. But this isn't about the Red Sox. This is about MLB in general. And the MLB trade deadline ended today. At 6 o'clock Eastern time, to be specific.
Weird time. I don't understand why.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Like,
I
why
guess,
not
but then,
5? Maybe 5. It
yeah,
feels like
yeah.
end
I
of
guess
close of
maybe
business.
are they like trying to be fair to the West Coast teams, maybe.
Well, if you're going to be
The
fair to the
middle of the
West Coast
time.
teams, they close it at 5 o'clock West Coast time, which would be 8 o'clock East Coast time, which is another round number. So you're fine. I just don't.
Yeah. If you can't get
This
the
is
deal
weird.
done by fucking 12 o'clock at noon,
Yeah, they're just not getting done.
But do you really want the guy or not? But
Yeah,
anyway, sorry.
period. But no, so the deadline ended. Much to the chagrin of a lot of Red Sox fans like myself. We didn't really make a whole lot of big splash moves. A couple of like small under the radar. Added Dustin May of the Dodgers. Added Steven Matz from the St. Louis Cardinals to the bullpen. But nothing really major over here. Your Yankees made a lot of pretty good additions.
Mm-hmm.
The closer from actually two different closers. The closer from San Francisco and the closer from Pittsburgh. So two NL closers onto your team now.
Pittsburgh.
Yeah. So you guys have some good talent in that bullpen. Yeah. Well,
4 closers now. Yeah.
Hey man, it's better to have 4 than to have 0. You know what I mean? And just kind of get in where you fit in. Whoever's going to take that job, because you would have thought Devin Williams would take over that job. As good as he had been for Milwaukee, and then he sucked. He's been terrible, which makes me happy, but I'm sure has the opposite effect on you. But who do you feel like won the trade deadline for these MLB teams, at least initially? Because we can't know until October, obviously. But
it's a good question. I mean, personally, I didn't like it, but I thought it was a pretty interesting move for the Jays to pick up Shane Bieber. I don't think he's going to pitch the rest of this season because he's still recovering, right?
No, he was doing rehab starts. His last rehab start, he went 4 innings, 7 strikeouts. So
okay, so then
he had Tommy John a year ago in April. So he's right about at the window where he can start ramping up and getting ready to get in MLB games, and he should be fully all systems go by playoff time. So this is like perfect for the playoff.
Yeah, I mean, it's like, I don't know, a guy coming off injury, you want to throw him into a high leverage situation like that.
No, maybe,
but obviously better to have him than to not have him.
Mm-hmm.
So I thought that was one that really caught my attention. I know the Mets made some pretty big moves. I know the Phillies made some pretty big moves. They picked up a closer. A lot of teams did a lot of things, but I mean, come on, I'm gonna fucking pick. Come on. The Yankees needed so many different things. Like I think the fact that they were able to get, the only thing they didn't get was a starting pitcher, which
it's important.
We're getting Luis Hill back at some point.
Sunday is what they say.
Yeah, well, whether he'll be an improvement over, I mean, I guess he would have to be an improvement over Stroman and some of the other guys at the back end of the rotation. But yeah, I think the fact that they were able to pick up so many different guys, like no one is like amazing necessarily. Bednar's pretty good as a closer.
Yeah.
Like, no one's like, oh, whoa, what? But the fact they were able to get like serviceable guys at different positions, a bunch of different utility guys. They now have a problem of having like maybe too many players. We don't know what's going to happen with Judge.
An embarrassment of riches.
Yeah.
That makes me sad.
With Judge and his arm, I mean, maybe he can come back in DH, but then that means if he's DHing, you don't have Stan DHing, which means he's going to either have to pinch hit or play the field, which means he's going to have to pinch hit because he's not going to play the field. I thought considering how bad the Yankees have been over the past month and all the things that they needed, and how like it got really, really dark in that Blue Jays series. I was impressed.
I hope you guys can put the Blue Jays like every fucking series. I loved it so bad. Like George Springer, and I'm stomping on the grave a little bit here, but like it was just kind of funny to see George Springer turn into Barry Bonds all of a sudden, or Ken Griffey Jr., or like insert great outfielder here, because like it seemed like every time he stepped into the batter's box, there was something crazy happening, and I just kept getting highlights. You won't believe what George Springer did here. And he scored from first on a single. And I'm like, what the fuck is going on? By the way, George Springer from New England, so or went to UConn at least. So, I mean, it was great to witness. Obviously, the Red Sox own you this year as well. So I hope this makes you a better team because I don't want to hear the excuse, oh, we don't have Judge. When we beat you, I don't want to hear no crying, no bullshit. And I told all of you it was going to be when you were swinging those fucking torpedo bats earlier on the season. And now look where we are.
Look where we are. I believe the Yankees are
game and a half.
Games. 3.5
1.5 game ahead of the Red Sox, which is all that matters to you.
I don't look behind. Okay, I'm looking forward. We're 3.5 games away from the Blue Jays, who currently are leading the AL East.
Well, I think they have the tiebreaker, so that's 4. That would be 4 games.
Hey, listen, they got hot for a stretch. We got hot to start the season. There's 2 months of baseball left.
Yeah,
literally, there's 2 months.
You're right.
Of baseball
There's a lot of baseball left.
We'll see how it plays out. That's the thing about Yankees fans. We don't trip over this thing called the regular season. Okay.
Maybe you should. You should at least stumble. At least stumble over the regular season.
We don't stumble over the regular season. We run through that motherfucker.
You motherfuckers have won 1 World Series in the 21st century. 1, and that was in 2009. Don't give me this. We don't worry about that. We only worry about that. You niggas have 1 World Series. Cut it out. Stop it. Okay, and most of the people that are talking about this 1 World Series weren't even in high school when they won it. So,
most of the people, you think they all died after 2009?
No, weren't in high school. Like you were kids. You know what I mean? There's a lot of people that are
other people who were adults at the time. Yeah. But go ahead, please.
You guys fucking like it's laughable, honestly. The shit that you guys have tried to coast on, and like just the reputation, and you puffing your chest out like you're big shit, but in reality, you really haven't won anything in almost 2 decades, and it's laughable that you try and pass yourselves off as like this great. We're just winners through and through. It's like, no, you won a lot of World Series early in MLB's history. You won a lot of them late in the 90s after a terrible 1980s decade. And then once the captain left, you've fucking sucked. And you have the best player since Barry Bonds probably sucked. You sucked.
This is good. This is good.
You've sucked. How many World Series rings you have since Derek Jeter retired? How many?
0.
Okay, so you've sucked. Like I said.
So everyone who didn't win the World Series sucks, is what you're saying?
If you haven't won a World Series since 2009, you fucking suck. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Gonna go throw that in there. You suck. The Red Sox have 2 of them. But, whatever. Who's counting? Anyways, 3 if you count this year. So I'm excited to see what the Padres do with their unit. I was really happy with the return that they got. They got Mason Miller, their closer from the Athletics, and then JP Sears, probably the best starter for the Athletics. Cost them a big price. They the number 5 prospect in all of baseball, DeVries or whatever it is, some 18-year-old who's already playing single A ball, and mashing home runs. Probably the second coming of Alex Rodriguez. Is the cost to make a deal like that. So you would hope it works out for them. But that's, to me, the winner are the people that made the biggest splash because they just kind of threw all their chips in the table. They were like, fuck it. We can't just say, hey, we'll wait till next year with this one. We've got to try and win now. And they pushed their chips to the center of the table, and we'll see how that works out with them. My favorite storyline, though, is Correa going back to the Astros. He's going to play third base for him. He won a couple of World Series with the Astros. I always love a good comeback story. He waived his no-trade clause to go back home to where it all started, where he was the number 1 overall pick for them out of high school. And so I am excited for them, even though they are a foe for the Red Sox and potential roadblock in terms of trying to make it to the World Series or at least make a run in the playoffs. So
I mean, the AL is wide open. Like, let's be honest.
Yeah,
all these teams are kind of close together.
Everybody's got big glaring weaknesses in one way, shape, or form. For Red Sox, it's defense. For sure. For the Yankees, it's probably also defense. Ironically,
It is absolutely
just
decent.
sad. The two most historic franchises in the American League can't play defense.
Let's take it easy. I'm trying to put yourself on.
We're the two. Yeah, we are. We're the two. It's fine. It's fine. Hey, how many outs? Just make sure that if you could just put the pitch common in Austin Wells' ear when he's running the bases, just to make sure he remembers how many outs there are. Because last time I checked, you don't sacrifice bunt with 2 outs. So
I watched that game last night. I was just like it was insane. That game last night was insane. Just
what an idiot.
I was like, well, he said that about himself. They were like, "Oh, what do you think happened there?" He's like, "I think I was just being an idiot." It's like, "Oh, yeah, that sums it up. Thank you." I'm glad
shout out to you. I mean, you don't get credit for copying to the idiotic thing that you did, but like, I guess shout out to you.
You do when some of your other players keep saying like, like I would never do anything different when they had a 5-error game.
Yeah,
it's like, oh, okay, cool. You wouldn't do anything different.
And by some other players, you mean Anthony Volpe? Is that what you're?
I'm not gonna name. I'm not gonna slander anyone. Some other guys on the
team. Maybe play shortstop.
So, it's actually really funny. I bought a Brett Gardner jersey.
Nice. Is he number 11, right?
Number 11.
Yeah.
And so, and it's like one of the official ones, so there's no name on the back. And I was like, oh man, it's gonna be
fire!
Great. Boom, boom, boom. I was like, damn. If I go to a game, I don't know if I can wear this jersey because people might think it's like a Volpe jersey. They'd be like, yo, look at this guy with the Anthony Volpe jersey. Like, I chose Gardner.
No, Gardner. I promise it's Gardner. Yeah, I never thought of that. That is kind of like a pitfall. Like if you get a vintage Notre Dame jersey, it's like, how you know who it is?
Yeah.
That's wow. Okay.
Let's maybe retire some numbers. We got to start retiring more numbers around sports.
No. No, I kind of like the fact that you guys don't have a whole lot of retired numbers. I like it because it means more. It means more. It does.
We have a decent amount.
No, but I'm saying like if you're talking about retiring more numbers, like retire the ones that really fucking matter. You don't go.
I'm not saying they should have retired Brett Gardner's number. Although, love Cardi, he true Yankee through and through, earned his pinstripes. They should have had him at Old Timers Day. Really unfortunate what happened to his son.
He's not old.
He's not old, but I mean he's retired.
That's fair. That's just a retired. It's not like actual old people. It's just retired.
That's actually a good question. I don't know what the rules are for Old Timers Day. Like,
I feel like you gotta be like at least.
It's like a vintage
50. Let's go 50. Yeah. You can't be 40 because in MLB you can't be 40 because you probably retire at 37, 38. So like you can't be 40 because that's only like 3-4 years after you retire. So 50 years old, you're at least a decade post retirement.
Give a little time
unless you're fucking Rich Hill and you play until you're 50 and then he's trying to like break Jamie Moyer's record at this point. It's fucking crazy.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, I am interested to see how the rest of this MLB season wraps up. I'm very disappointed in the Red Sox. I thought we had Joe Ryan. I was really close. I was half chubbed, and then I missed the U-Up text. That's it's just brutal. It's just brutal.
I'm surprised you said you're disappointed. You guys have made a pretty decent run.
Fuck you. Okay, that's fine. You're being mean.
All right.
You
came on here talking about, we're one game behind you. We're on your ass.
Yeah.
Obviously, you had to make a run to do that when you guys were under 500.
Yeah, but what does that run mean if you're not making moves to improve? Everybody else has improved around you. You improved. The Blue Jays improved. The Astros improved. Everybody that's competing with us for a playoff spot has improved, especially in the wild card race. And we did. The Mariners improved. They added fucking Geno Suarez and Naylor. The two guys the Red Sox wanted as hitters are playing for the fucking Mariners.
Actually, now that I think about it, I probably should have said that they won the deadline because those are two big swings.
Yeah, you have the two leading home run hitters in baseball in the same fucking lineup, and then you also added Josh Naylor to that lineup, who's having a really good year at first base. And then Rodriguez, I guess Julio Rodriguez remembered who the fuck he was in the second half of the year, so now he's mashing the baseball. So it's just, they're going to be a very tough out. And then with that pitching staff, they're very well poised to make a deep run.
They got some guys
in the postseason for sure. For sure. Shout out to the Mariners, but also fuck them. Red Sox season all day. NFL's back. Hall of Fame game today. Last I had checked before we hopped onto this live pod, the Chargers were up 14-0. Not that matters. It's the preseason. And more importantly, it's the Hall of Fame game. So, like, no one really plays. You know, like Trey Lance started this game for the Chargers, if that's any indication to people. You know, so.
Go ahead.
I mean, it's earned. It's not like Trey Lance is like lighting the world on fire. He's probably like the third string quarterback for the Chargers. So, you know, it is what it is. I mean, he's better at football than me for whatever that's worth. But, you know, I mean, it's really where the accolades end there. You know what I mean? Like, he's made a living. His family will never have to work again. He's won in life. But the reality is, as it pertains to NFL football, he's not that good. That's why he's starting the Hall of Fame game. But he's young enough that it can turn around. So we'll see. We'll see how that goes. What are you most excited about for this upcoming NFL season? Because it's obviously not the Giants.
Fuck you. You know, I mean, anyone who knows me probably knows this, but I'm a pretty big Patrick Mahomes fan.
Are you a bigger Patrick Mahomes fan than Raiola, or is Raiola a bigger? Was it Dominic Raiola? Is that his name? Yeah. For Nebraska, the Nebraska quarterback who looks like Patrick Mahomes and I guess wants to be him.
Well, I mean, I would want to be him too. He's making a shit ton of money and he's on every fucking State Farm commercial.
Would you get the same haircut as him because someone said you look like him? Because that's what he did.
No, that's called dick riding. And we don't do that.
I'm sorry, I interrupted. Continue.
No, I'm curious to see, like, obviously they made the Super Bowl last year, but he didn't look like the guy that he was the last two seasons when they won the Super Bowl. So I'm curious to see like how he bounces back, how the Chiefs bounce back. I thought they did a really good job in the offseason of like, you know, and they'll have some guys coming back. Rashee Rice, I think, is coming back for sure. Their line.
Damn, I forgot all about Rashee Rice. Fuck.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
Holy shit, I forgot
about it. Think about it. Mahomes is really thrown to like a lot of just guys, you know, like not a lot of like stuff.
And Xavier Worthy though, they did have Xavier Worthy.
Oh well, I mean, yeah, he's great, but he was hurt for part of the season, and I mean, you know, I don't want to say he's a one-trick pony, but like he's a rookie, so you know, he was still kind of learning the ropes
a little bit. Yeah,
obviously his speed was awesome, and they could do a lot of stuff with that. But like, to me, if you ask me, like Mahomes is like the most exciting player to watch. No disrespect to like Lamar Jackson of the world and like other guys like that, but just watching him at his peak, it's like awesome. And I'm curious to see if like we're seeing him on a decline or if he just had like a, you know, slightly off year. Yeah. The other thing I'm interested to see, I can't believe I'm saying this, Aaron Rodgers in Pittsburgh.
Why?
You know, I'm just curious to see.
Do you watch like slow motion car crashes on YouTube? Is that what this is? Like, I don't.
Well, put it like this: the Steelers are like guaranteed to have a 500 record based on the past 20 years. However long Mike Tomlin's been there, they've essentially had a 500 record every single season. So I don't know. I mean, it's like, can they just somehow manage to get like decent quarterback play out of Aaron Rodgers for enough games that it matters? I don't know.
Unlikely. Very unlikely.
I don't think it's likely either, but
yeah. I mean, how long before DK Metcalf starts complaining about ball placement or lack of targets or whatever it is? Because like Aaron Rodgers had Garrett Wilson, right? For the entire season. Garrett Wilson, first round pick, Pro Bowler, great player. And still would not stop throwing to like Allen Lazard. You know what I mean? So like he is the type of guy that like he finds his favorite receiver who's like some obscure other guy. Now, Allen Lazard was a guy he brought over from Green Bay because he was the de facto GM of the Jets when he went over there, which is probably part of the reason why he went to the Jets.
De facto is probably like you could just
that's probably putting it lightly. But so he doesn't have those type of security blankets here. He'll have to deal with whoever the receiver is in the receiver room for the Steelers. But like, what if he prefers, like, I don't know who the tight end is, but like, you know, what if he prefers throwing to the tight end for the Steelers? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, what if that's like their big, I just prefer this guy.
But so what if it works? That's the thing. It's like,
yeah.
if if I take Rodgers' personality out of it, and I'm just strictly looking at like resume,
Mhm.
and you could have made the same argument for Russell Wilson last year, but
Mhm.
and he was decent for a little bit before it kind of fell apart. But like if we're just looking at like, all right, his resume as quarterback, his decision making as quarterback, I kind of got to trust it. It's like maybe just let him do his thing, and if like you win games, like it could be enough. I don't know. That's why I say I'm curious because I'm not saying I think that he's going to be
Yeah.
good or good enough to like elevate this team to some sort of like new heights. I'm just
Mm.
curious to see how much like, he has left in the tank because I would have thought after last season that it was over. Like he did
Yeah.
his
I will
storyline
say
ended.
this. If if anything, if we're gonna play devil's advocate here, or if I'm gonna find the silver lining here, I will say it is this: um, Mike Tomlin has never had a losing season in Pittsburgh, and he's not going to start now.
Yeah,
This is the best quarterback he's had since prime Ben Roethlisberger,
exactly.
taking snaps for him. So, and that includes Russell Wilson last year, and Russell was a lot better than people gave him credit for, I think,
Mm-hmm.
last year. But
And Fields was
um,
good too when he was out there.
he was
Good enough, I
right.
guess,
But
to
Aaron
be
Rodgers, just pure talent wise, is just he's a better quarterback than either one of those guys, and he's definitely better than Mason Rudolph. So. Um, I will be interested to see what he does with this final opportunity with the Swan Song. This, being more than likely his last year in the NFL period. It will be interesting to see how he goes out. But I can tell you this: if he is the reason why Mike Tomlin finally has a losing season in Pittsburgh, he will never be forgiven.
yeah,
So
yeah, yeah.
that's just all I'll say about that. I am excited to see what happens with the Raiders. Just from a fan
Surprise,
standpoint.
surprise.
No, just from a fan standpoint. I have no faith that this team will win more than 7 games, but like, I am interested to see what the team looks like under different stewardship. You
Mm-hmm.
know, we have a head coach that has a direction, even if that direction is the line at the AARP kitchen. But it is what it is. Our coach is 73 years old to start the season, but apparently because he fake pins offensive linemen at practice, that means he's full of life. So whatever. But
I don't know if I
um,
like the disrespect to Pete Carroll, but go ahead.
legendary coach. But like, would it kill you to get someone like a little bit younger if you're trying to?
I thought you were gonna say, "Would it kill you to be younger?" It's like, I don't think they figured that one out yet.
No, man. Like some
Would
some
it kill
guys you
you to
just want to
find the
see him.
fountain of youth?
Apparently, he's found it because to look at him, you would not think that he's 73 years old. So I
Yeah,
mean, he's still at least visibly a very very um young and engaged man. But
still young enough to
um
run for president too.
apparently, I mean, I don't know. Well, that all remains to be seen. Raiders doing Raider things, dropping Christian Wilkins like a bad habit because he's a freaky ass nigga. But just it is what it is. We're already starting with the bullshit here, and then the propaganda train comes right after the bullshit comes out, and it's like, oh, Geno Smith looks great in practice, and like what the hype fans see is, oh, Geno throws a dime of a touchdown pass in the back of the end zone, but what I see is every single time Paul Gutierrez or somebody else talks about how beautiful of a pass that he throws in training camp is and a touchdown or whatever it is, it's always over a player who's supposed to like start or one of our drafted players. It's like Darian Porter was their big third round pick cornerback who they're expecting to start on the outside. At least 5 of the 7 touchdowns I've read about during these training camp practices and stuff was like, yeah, just over the outstretched arms of Darian Porter. Awesome. So now you can't stop fucking touchdown passes in training camp. What are we going to do? The fucking pads are on and this shit means something and you don't know the plays or the players. You know what I
Okay,
mean?
all right. I
It's
think you
just
may be reading a bit much into
it's
training
just
camp,
it's
but
what I do. Yeah, I don't have. I only have like 8 weeks to truly care about this team and have high hopes before they lose like 6, 7, and 8 games in a row, and then I'm just like kind of watching out of I don't know habit
okay,
instead of out of hope. So
that's fair.
I
That's
mean, you
fair.
get it. You're a Giants fan, so it's been a while since you've been able to enjoy a Giants game.
Yeah. Uh, yeah, it has been a while. I'm interested to see what happens with. I'm actually not that interested to see what like I'd be lying if I said I was interested to see what happens. I'm I guess if Russell Wilson has anything left in the tank,
Mm.
then we should be a decent team.
How long
But
before you guys start clamoring for Jackson Dart?
I mean, to be honest, I'm like, we might as well just throw the kid in now. But like, I guess you don't sign two guys who are pseudo starters to then put the backup quarterback in that you drafted this year. So
That you
if
traded
he
back
ends
into the
up
first round to get, by the way.
right, exactly. So if he ends up sitting on the bench for the entire season, like I don't think that it's not like this is unbelievable. It's just like, well, yeah, I
Yeah.
mean, the coach doesn't want to get fired. He wants to win. The owner, for whatever reason, seems to think that he can put pressure on the coach. They got two guys who are like not really doing a ton for me, and I like Russell Wilson. Jameis, I like him like personally, but like
Yeah.
not as a quarterback. So, I mean, yeah, like I mean, what are we doing? It's like throw the rookie in and see what he could do. But I also I'm a little skeptical on the throwing people into the
Hmm.
fire too early
Teach
type
him how to
thing.
be a pro. I think that's what you can learn from Russell. Not the press conferences, obviously, and not the quotes, because like
Yeah,
cornball overload, and that I hope he doesn't pick that up. But um,
but that's good for New York though.
yeah, it's good to know how to be a pro, and especially in, like you said, you're in New York, and you're probably the team of New York. Even though the Jets are also a New York team, it's probably still the Giants. So um, it's one of those things where it's hard. This city can eat you alive, and if you suck early in New York, it's hard to recover from that. It's
Yeah,
hard for people to give you a second chance in that city. So you kind of want to make sure you dot your I's and cross your T's in that situation. You have Malik Neighbors, who's a great receiver, but outside of that, there's not a really whole lot known about this team quite yet. So I'm okay with sitting him. I'm okay with sitting him for the whole year. And I'm also okay with trading up to get him and also sitting him, because you trade up to get him because you believe in the talent.
hmm
But that doesn't mean that you have to immediately start the guy. If you don't think that your team is ready, it has nothing to do with the kid. The kid might be ready. But you can't do Russell learning by watching Russell Wilson just go through his preparations every week, even if the product on the field Sundays isn't that great. You can learn a lot from a professional like that. Because say
yeah,
what you will about Russell Wilson, that he's a pro and he prepares well for the games. And he's never not prepared. It's just sometimes his body can't do what it used to because he's
yeah,
older.
yeah. A
And
lot of great
among
quarterbacks
us,
had to sit behind somebody else who was really awesome.
Tom Brady
Um,
doesn't get the job if they don't play the Jets, and Drew Bledsoe doesn't get knocked out. Hell, Lamar Jackson more recently does not start his rookie year if Joe Flacco doesn't get hurt.
yeah.
That's just
Aaron,
the way that it
Aaron
works.
Rodgers had to Aaron Rodgers had to sit behind Brett Favre, completely different
Justin
situation,
Herbert,
obviously.
same thing.
Yeah,
Wouldn't have got an opportunity to start. So I mean, there's a lot of different things that ended up happening. For quarterbacks to get their job, and obviously you don't want anybody to get hurt, but that might be what has to happen if Jackson Dart is to get an opportunity, and I'm okay with him not getting any opportunities this year to actually play in meaningful games. I would like to see you guys.
well,
You
here's
know,
what I will say: if we start the season like 0-6, then
mhm.
it's like, well,
Yeah, that I mean, throw the kid in.
at that point, fuck it.
Yeah, you trade Russell Wilson, probably get like a seventh round pick, or maybe you release him altogether. I don't know.
Yeah,
NFL's
straight
weird
trade
that
him.
way. You got to have a
No,
Pro
I think
Bowler
it's a
one
straight
year, and
trade.
then the next year they're offering you a sixth round pick for the guy. It's crazy, but um, nah, yeah. At that point, once you're mathematically eliminated, I think you just start to get reps. You know, in that instance. Speaking of the NFL, some news here we have is Uncle Shay Shay officially out at ESPN.
Mm-hmm.
Um, Obviously, following the scandal involving the OnlyFans young woman, or former OnlyFans young woman, I guess she retired, as she so eloquently put out on her social media platforms that she is retired from OnlyFans. Um, the $50 million lawsuit, I think it was settled for, I don't think it was settled for 50 million, but I think the suit was 50 million, and then she settled somewhere below that. I'm not sure exactly where that landed, but not very long after the settlement came out and was made official, ESPN officially severed their ties with Shay. On a scale of 1 to 10, Malik, where would you put that bag fumble for Shannon Sharp?
definitely, it's like an 8 or higher.
Mm-hmm.
Here's the thing: he was smart enough to have pivoted from Fox to ESPN, but
Mm-hmm.
still have his own thing. Um, so like, it's not like he needs ESPN necessarily for like a check, right? Like, it's nice to get the check from ESPN, and he was doing First Take, 3 times a week or whatever it was.
Yeah.
But I feel like more people know him now off of the podcast that he's been doing.
Mm-hmm.
Plus, he's got the thing uh, uh, with
Nightcap.
Chad. So,
Mm-hmm.
um,
Nightcap is the late night podcast he does with
right,
Chad Johnson on YouTube, and then
with Ocho
they have
Cinco.
Club Shay Shay. Yeah. Or Ocho
Yeah, so
Cinco. I
it's
guess he doesn't
like,
go by Chad Johnson. Yeah.
I mean, it's definitely a fumble, but it doesn't reach like a 10 because he's got other things going, and he's been doing those, in the interim while this has been going on. So it is bad. I mean, obviously, if Stephen A. and all those folks at First Take were pushing hard to get him when he was leaving Fox, and leaving Skip Bayless's whatever undisputed show. And I think everybody was excited because it's like, okay, we got the clearly the most notable voice on Fox's network, clearly the most notable voice on ESPN's network. Like, this should be fun, and it had some good moments, um, but yeah, it's to lose the platform of ESPN obviously is not great. Uh,
Mm-hmm.
it's a huge fumble, um, and I'm not surprised either because, like, you know when your name is getting tossed around in this type of stuff, especially in this
Mm-hmm.
day and age when everybody's like, for some reason, still talking about Jeffrey Epstein, who died damn near 10 years ago now.
Release the files.
Release him. Um, it's like no one wants to be associated with anybody who touched anyone or looked at anyone or did anything to anyone.
Just
No
those,
matter how long it was
just
ago.
those four letters. You know what I mean? Even in an accusation.
Yeah, yeah.
Even if you are absolved, which he wasn't absolved, this was a settlement outside of court. So it kind of leaves the masses to believe whatever they want to believe on either side
Mm-hmm.
of the argument. But even if you are proven completely not guilty or innocent, um, it's still tainted a little bit. Your image is tarnished, and it forever will be. And that's the unfortunate part about allegations like this is it forever changes you. Because even if he would have made it out of this, there's really no way to get his name all the way back to where it was before the allegations came out, which is what you would hope if you were proven innocent of a crime. No matter what the severity of that crime, you would hope that you're able to regain the reputation that you once had. But with something like this, it has the unique moniker that it just carries that stink no matter what. Once it's out there, and once credence has been brought to an allegation that heavy, then it becomes a scarlet letter for you. And that's why for me the bag fumble is a 10, because the opportunity for growth, the opportunity to continue to ascend in this second career, this second iteration of his professional career, formerly as an NFL player and now NFL Hall of Famer, and then into this media space where he seemed to have carved out a really nice niche for himself. He had TV, he had podcast, he had YouTube, new media type of deal with the thing that because it's technically two podcasts. A Nightcap Show is technically the podcast format, and then Club Shay Shay is he kind of sit down interview format of a podcast that he does with a lot of celebrities and things like that, mostly comedians. So it's like the interview with Cat Williams, the most clicked on YouTube interview of all time or whatever it was. So it's just sad to see that precipitous fall. And no matter where he's able to catch himself from this and lift himself back up, he'll never reach the heights that he could have reached had this not happened. And it's just so fucking avoidable. It was
Well,
so fucking avoidable.
yeah. I mean, I guess maybe don't be fooling around with women that you shouldn't be fooling around with.
I mean, just like you've been in the game as a professional for a long fucking time. A long time. Now, granted, different era, so maybe he was doing some of the same things or having sex similarly, with a similar demographic of people, and it just wasn't coming out because social media wasn't what it is now. But like, you've made it over 50 years of your life with none of the scandalous things happening,
No,
and
he's
now
had some
all of a
stuff
sudden,
happen in the past. He's definitely had some stuff happen in the past.
like sexual scandals.
Yeah, that's why he left CBS.
Really?
Yeah,
Oh, I
yeah,
didn't know
yeah.
that. I did not know that.
It wasn't. I mean, so I think the thing here is, like you said, it's sad. I mean, I don't know that it's sad because like he had to pay some money, an undisclosed amount of money,
It's not
and
sad. It's
I actually
you
don't think
put
it
yourself in that
changes
situation.
his perception at all because I think people will probably at some point forget about it and be like,
Mhm.
he could just do one great interview and people will forget about it.
Mhm.
So, like, I think in this era, like, people want to believe that there's this, idea that like, oh, like, something happens and it stays with you forever. But like, we actually give people like way too many, like multiple chances to like, if we like them enough, like we just keep giving people chances. Like there's
Right,
like
but that's the
evidence for
problem
the
is
whole
like he's had multiple chances, and I don't know how much people actually like Shea in terms of that. Like I think he does have his appeal, and he has his the things that are positive for him. But he also there's a lot of flaws in the way that he does some things. I mean, I'm not particularly the hugest fan of the interview style, like the Club Shay Shay thing. I thought the Cat Williams interview was great. It was funny. It was very entertaining. Um, but it's just very clear that he's not a journalist or a trained interviewer when you see him sitting down with certain guests because there's opportunity to dig deeper when certain guests say certain things or when it's clearly something nonsensical or at least seemingly nonsensical, something that you could clearly challenge your guest on or at least force them to provide some evidence, and he'll just go, oh, come on, man, just do his little thing where he just like lets whatever they say be law, and that's probably why he gets so many guests because they could just say whatever they want, and he's probably not going to really check them on it.
Yeah.
He interviews like he wants that person to be his friend for that 1 hour, 2 hours that he's sitting down with them, instead of actually trying to discern some information.
But
So
that's why he gets the interviews.
right, but that's the
And
thing is
people know that people are watching.
you can get your interviews while also being a good interview. Like you don't have to be like a hard-nosed, hard-hitting journalist type of thing, but like, you can give a little bit of like you don't have to always just accept everything that somebody says. As law, it's a little bit strange to do that there, but I just I wanted more for him. I hoped that he would be able to make it through this whole situation without having to settle, and that it could just be like, hey, this was a money grab and we weren't going to fold and all that. I had a feeling that no matter what, ESPN was going to drop him anyway. No one comes back from suspension from ESPN that I know of, so that was just like
not one that's that long.
Yeah, that was just for me. It was like the biggest part. Like Bill Simmons came back from a suspension at ESPN, but like
Jamel too.
he was eventually let go a while. Also, well, Jamel wasn't let go, but she left a while, like not too long after that. So
yeah, I think my takeaway from this, I guess it's not really like a takeaway, but like I think the thing that we'll learn from this is whether someone like Shannon Sharpe actually needs ESPN or not, because once football season rolls around and once some stuff happens and he has a take that people find interesting or he has an interview that people like or whatever, we're gonna see, right? Like if it even really matters that ESPN dropped him, because it's entirely plausible that he could be just as, if not more, popular and famous and desired if he manages to keep his focus on his own brand and like just push all the energy towards that. And then at that point, you're sort of unfiltered because like you're not tied to any. I mean, I guess the people who are advertising on your show, but that's like Row.co and DraftKings. Like they'll throw money at anybody, right? Like as long as they're getting views. So
yeah, I think Rose Sparks is in it for the long haul there. So they're probably not. They're not pulling out of anything. Pun intended. yeah, they're not changing any of that stuff for real.
Yeah,
But nah, all that is to say, I always want to see black men succeed in anything that they do,
of course.
and women as well. So I root for everything and anything black, in all things except for um that fat bitch at Fox Sports One. I don't fuck with him
I
at
don't
all.
think he's there anymore. I don't know where he is.
Oh, is he not? Oh, okay,
Yeah.
well,
If
wherever
he
he
is, I
is,
wouldn't know
fuck
because I
him.
don't watch. But
Hope
yeah.
he chokes on the chicken bone. Yeah. So out of that, let's move on a more positive note to our final segment of the day, our favorite segment of the day, dad rules. Um, I will get it started here on the dad rules. I just put my daughter to bed not too long ago, about an hour and a half ago. Put her to bed 8:30 sharp, her bedtime. So 2 hours actually ago. Um, the sleep regression is real, Malik.
Mm.
It's real. She spent 3 weeks with my mom in Rhode Island. It was lovely for the first two to have a little bit more free time, some time to you have to ourselves to really enjoy our own relationship and everything. Because a lot of times when you have a kid, you just get wrapped up in that. But last week or so, I was like, all right, that's enough. We kind of miss her. Have her back. It's awesome. Then she comes back, and it's like the sleep regression is crazy. Drop offs at school, it's back to where it was, when she first started, just crying profusely, not wanting to go, just making it really, really difficult on drop off. Sleep, hard to come by at the end of the night. Nap time is fine. But going to sleep at the end of the night, it's like, nah. She was like literally standing. I sent you the video before we hopped on
I've
here.
seen the video.
Yeah,
Yes.
she was like literally standing up at the end of her crib, like, Daddy,
Yeah.
Daddy. It's like you want so badly to fold because like that's your baby in there, but then you're just like, can you just lay? We talk, like, just lay down, just lay down.
It was a little dramatic. You know what I'm saying?
It was so. I was like, you really doing your you really doing your big one. You know what I mean? She was giving it
I
the
don't
Kerry
want
Washington
disrespect,
face.
but
Hey man, it was.
she was putting on the show.
Bruh, I'm saying she knew.
Because
She knew how to strike
she
the
paused
chord.
for a quick second, and she was just like, "How can I get a baby?"
Like, maybe he didn't hear me. Let me take the passy out. Daddy! No? Okay. I literally, after I stopped recording of the video, I was like, lay down. And then she just laid down, and she's been asleep since then. So it really, but she almost got me. She did. She really did.
That's funny. Yeah. It's funny because I thought you were going to say while she was with grandma, that grandma was just like wild and let her do whatever she want, which very well could be.
It could be it, but I think she got used to laying with people because when she was there, she was there with two of her cousins. One of them also is a toddler like she is, so they were sleeping like together in the packet player on a inflatable mattress out there. So it was like she had a companion with her. So now that she's back to sleeping by herself, she's probably seeing things or hearing noises or whatever the case may be. Now she's just like, she kind of feels like, oh, I'm by myself. I don't want to be by myself. But you can't sleep with mommy and daddy. No. Yeah. We ain't doing that. We not going back to that. I will sit in your crib until you go to bed before you get in our bed. That ain't happening.
I'd pay you $1,000 if you could fit in that crib.
No, I cannot. Jasmine gets in there. Jasmine will get in there from time to time.
That I can.
I will break it.
Yeah. I'm glad we never picked up the baby sleeping in the bed with, like, that was never a thing for us because he just wouldn't sleep in the bed with. Like, the thing is, it'd be early in the morning and we'd take him out the crib and be like, yo, just like come lay in the room with us, and he think it's freaking
playtime,
Disney World, like One Time US. I'm like, yo, like playtime. I was trying to squeeze out 5 more minutes of sleep, and you smacked me in the face and crawled on me.
Never works, bro. Aria will climb on the little fucking headstand behind our bed. She just loves climbing shit. She'll climb on the little headstand where the lamp is, and just like cups of water that we have from the night before when we're drinking and watching, just TV and shit like that. Yeah, she just want to like knock stuff over and grab stuffed animals and charger cords that aren't plugged in and all that shit. It's just like anything she can get into, she will. So no, they do not. They don't give you that extra bit of sleep.
Yeah, it's unfortunate. Well, hopefully the regression only last for a little bit. You know,
Mm,
um, I think you can handle it. You've been there. It's
yeah,
been tougher.
right. We'll get there, man. Should be two in 4 weeks. So by then, hopefully, we'll start to see things start to level out. She's still getting back used to the routine. She's only been back home for 2 weeks, so
Yeah,
she's still getting back used to the routine of things here at home and going back to school and all of that stuff. So
I get it. I get it. Uh, Not really a rule here, but a big, big shout out. I guess I could turn it into a rule. So first, I'm gonna
mhm.
shout out my son, who, in the span of time that we have been off from recording, has cornered. He's got his. It's not technically his first word, but
Mhm.
it's the first like word that he says that I'm like, oh, that's a real word that you're saying,
Mhm.
which is bubbles, which is awesome. Uh, yeah,
Nice.
yeah.
That's a good first word. That's a good
I was
first
like,
word.
I was very impressed.
Yeah.
We got a little bubble machine thing, and
Mhm.
so whenever I spray the bubbles, he'd be like bubbles, and then sometimes he'll just wake up in the morning like bubbles, and I'm like, it's 7 a.m. Like, why we're not doing bubbles right now? Like, what's up? But yeah,
So maybe
so
you didn't hear me, Daddy. I said bubbles.
yeah. He
So
said, hey, I know I just woke up, but hey, yo, bubbles.
yeah.
Like it's like his cigarette. Um, so we got that, which is great. And then this week took his first official steps, like just like the Fantastic Four took his first steps. I couldn't be more proud. Uh, Man, let me tell you,
The
when
terror
he
begins.
started,
I want you to understand that.
well, that's the thing. It was already happening because he would walk before, but he would only walk if I was holding his hand. So
Mhm.
now I gotta walk him around the house, and like we're going every room, and I'm like, dude, like, all right, enough. So like there was a point by like this week where I was just like, bro, like you're gonna have to walk on your own. Like I was like literally giving him a pep talk, like while he's sitting in the middle of the kitchen. I'm like, you're gonna have to learn how to walk on your own, pal. Um, which is really funny that it happened this week because he was sick over the
Mhm.
weekend, and so we had to stay home. So we're just back to being home together and doing that whole thing. And I'm like, all right, let's practice. Like, let's try to do some stuff. So
Mhm.
I was excited, man. I was really thrilled that he took his first steps. Um, yeah, man. Like, be patient. I think that's really the thing. That's the quote unquote rule.
Yeah.
Uh, is be patient with them, but like still push them to do it, and like they'll actually do a lot if you like kind of sit with them for like say an hour and just keep practicing and keep doing it. Like you know, I mean,
Yeah. I mean,
yeah,
it is a beautiful thing, man. Like I still remember because it's so incredible to me all the memories that we already have in this house, and we've only been here for like 15 months, I want to say, and already took our first steps here and learned how to walk here, and we'll have a whole lot more first here in this house, and in other future homes that we build together, but um just remembering what it was like going through that. Like Jasmine bought her this little backpack. It made her look like the kid from Adventure Time. So like if she falls backwards, it would like catch her head so she wouldn't bang her head on anything while she was trying to learn how to walk. But it was so crazy just getting excited at her learning how to stand still and not fall
mhm,
down. And then
yeah,
watching her bounce as she dances to the song while maintaining that balance, and then take a step, and then be bold enough to take. It's not the first step. It's when they're bold enough to drag that back foot
yeah,
for the second step. And that's the one where you're just like, oh shit. And then the curve is so steep because it takes so long to get to that second step. But I'm telling you, Malik, it's like as much as you need to walk on your own, I promise you.
oh
We're
dude,
gonna we're gonna come back to this at like around Halloween, maybe. And you'd be like,
you're gonna see
I
him
just
just
wish you
walking
could
on
just crawl again.
walking.
I just
You're
want
gonna
him
be like,
crawling again.
yeah,
No more walking.
just walking across the screen. um Yeah, no, I like that. That's the thing is like I know, but it's also like I think as a parent, it's good when you see progress, right? Like
Yeah.
it's just like you're excited to see them like doing new stuff and learning new stuff, and like obviously at this stage, everything is It's like literally the basics. Like, but to go from, I was literally, you were so small that I could fit you in like two of my hands put
Mm-hmm.
together, to like now you're walking and you got teeth and you got hair, and like it's we talked about it the last time, how like sometimes you go through your phone and you look at pictures of your kids and you're just like, oh man, like like I remember this and I remember that. I mean, it in reality it's not that much time that has passed, but it feels like so much time has passed because you've seen them grow from every single little day, every single little stage. um, so yeah, I'm definitely going to regret wanting him to walk, because I can tell by the way he's walking. Like, he don't walk, he's trying to run already, and
Yeah,
it's just like, dude,
I'm
listen,
telling you,
I'm gonna need you to get your 1-2 down. You know what I mean? Like,
right.
you ain't
Before you
even got the
start
step.
trying to be Noah Lyles, let's you know what I mean. Let's just take the regular 1-2 steps. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Let's one foot in front of the other one. But yeah, it is a beautiful thing watching your kids grow. It's funny because like I was literally this tonight. I'm like sitting on the toilet. I'm taking a shit, and like, yeah,
right.
I mean, kids'
Paint the
noses are
picture
the.
for us.
Hey man, this was kids' noses are I don't know what it is. Like how like do you not smell it? Like I don't get it. Like she's just in the bathroom sitting me chilling like like not even flinching, not whoa stinky, none of that stuff. It was crazy.
Yeah.
But like we're in there and I'm just sitting there looking at her and she's looking for shit to do. So it's like the bathroom is separate. It's one of those bathrooms where like the toilet is separate from the shower room. Like you can close the door in the toilet room and then all the rest of everything is outside there. So we're in there and close the door and she's just looking around in this like little 8 foot by 8 foot room looking for shit to do, and there's not a lot to do. So she just starts pointing off stuff that's in the room, just randomly. She's like, "Daddy," and Aria, and she points to the. I'm thinking she's about to say window, and she says outside and door, and I'm like, my eyes start welling up because I'm just
Yeah.
like, this is so insane.
Yeah.
Like it's not outside; it's a window, but outside is outside of the window.
Yeah,
But
no, she knows it.
semantics.
Don't take that. She get full credit.
Yeah,
Trying to
it's
give her half
semantics. Yeah,
credit.
she get the full credit. we'll get the circle back. We'll circle back on that one. You'll
It's
get
like, I
credit, but
think
we're gonna
what
have
you're
a discussion.
I think what you were trying to say is glass pane window. It's like, yo, man, what is this, the advanced course?
Recessed lighting, I think is what you're. I think we were. No, but like it's just so beautiful because like there was a time when we were just you get to that point as parents where like little baby gibberish you're trying to make it out and you're like forcing words on them like I think she said aluminum like no no she didn't you know what I mean but like and like here she is unprompted you're not doing the thing where you're trying to show off for your friends like hey say hello and then they kind of stare at you like you think I'm finna dance for your ass like I'm not
Yeah, it's like
now
right
I'm not
now. Yeah,
like this is the time when I'm going to make a stand and I'm not going to say anything. But she's just pointing things up and it's like it's showing she's just engaging with the world and she's understanding things and who people are. And one of my favorite things that Jasmine has taught her since she's been back with the sleep regression is right here. So one of the ways that Jasmine will calm her down is mommy is right here. So she just love right here. She'll just say it all the time. So we, laying her down in there and like we're about to leave. And like, I'm like changing her in her pajamas. And I'm like, and where's that gonna be? And she's like, right here. I'm like, great. That means she's gonna go to sleep. And then she didn't. But she's
she
getting
said,
there.
"Hey,
But
dog, you said you was gonna be right here. I don't see where
yeah,
you at."
she tested it the first couple of times.
She sure did.
I left the room 5 minutes later. She was like, Daddy. And I came and was like, see, right here, you'll be fine. And then that's when the the third time she did it, that's when I sent you the video because I was like, all right, now you pushed it.
Right.
Like, okay. I'm here, but I'm like, I'm right here. But I'm not like right here.
Yeah.
You'll
It's
ask
like, I'm not sure I understand the uses of right here.
you just said aluminum. You know what I'm talking about. But yeah, man, it's a beautiful thing, man. I'm so excited for you, man. Walking and talking. Soon he's gonna be running and speaking in full sentences and cursing the Yankees as you lose the pennant to the Red Sox. It's gonna be great.
Right.
I love it. I love it so hard, man.
You had a beautiful moment, then you had to ruin it.
I feel like it's a better moment now. I feel even more connected, you know?
Yeah.
This is gonna be great. Now I have you and Coleman to taunt about the Yankees. I'm like, yeah, hey Coleman, when's the last time the Yankees won a World Series? 1969.
2025.
No. I wasn't even a twinkle in my daddy's eye. I was like, you're right. You are right. You're such a smart.
That epic run in September in 2025. Yeah.
No, not even a little bit. I don't think so, man. Yeah. Red House gonna have something to say about that, man.
Congratulations. Is that what you guys are gonna say?
No, actually, that's not what we're gonna say. I can't remember the last time you beat us in the postseason. By the way, how'd that go last time y'all played us in the postseason? I think it was a wild card game. Y'all win that?
No, it was the ALDS.
Oh, it was ALDS. Did y'all win that?
We did not.
Oh,
we did not. Unfortunate.
Strange.
Unfortunate.
Yeah, well, unfortunate for you. It depends on perspective, really. I felt quite fortunate.
Let's see what happens the rest of the season, man. We got a lot of season left.
Yeah. I mean, we already know what's going to happen in the first 6 games of the season that we played each other, and we won 5 of them. So,
congratulations.
If past is prologue, then
hang the banner.
The dominance will continue.
Yeah, hang the banner.
I don't have to hang a banner. We actually have 2 banners since your last World Series championship.
Cool, dude.
It is cool.
Make the playoffs.
Just because you say it in a derogatory way doesn't make it not cool. Because it's very cool.
It's fine. It's very cool. It is.
Yeah, I think so too. I agree.
27, then I'll be impressed.
Oh my god.
When you get to 27, then you'll have my attention.
They were calling you nigger for like 20 of those. I just want you to understand. I just want you to know that. You should know that they were. Huh?
It wasn't calling me nigga.
Yeah, because you weren't alive.
So
it was calling your pops that and all that. You know what I mean? Granddad. Hey. Every generation of Smith men that grew up in the greater New York area was N-words. Probably couldn't even get tickets.
These are all true things.
Mm-hmm.
But they're currently doing that in Boston. So
that was it. All right. You know what?
They're currently doing that in Boston.
I have no rebuttals. It's all right. That was low. Yeah, man. But we thank everybody for rocking with us, man. It's been fun. I love going live, man. I like going live. We had a good time.
I love how we blew completely past our 45-minute limit.
Oh yeah, it was funny. I was looking at it, and it was Jasmine like FaceTimed me probably 20 minutes into the record. I was like, cool. She never FaceTimes. So I was like, I wonder how she's going to take this when I send her a text message instead of answering this FaceTime. She took it well. So she just kind of laughed. Yeah. I might get cussed out when she gets home, but it's fine. She's out drinking, so she needs to have a good time. But it's been, yeah. Well, that's she's apparently broken a Birkenstock already. So she's out there. Yeah, out there in a rainstorm with one shoe. Yeah. I mean, I just need her to break the other one because I hate them, and I hope that she doesn't buy it. So,
wow.
Yeah, I'm not a Birkenstock guy, so just throw them away. I've been wanting her to throw them away for a long time, and now she has to because it's broken. So
she's gonna buy 2 new ones.
Yeah, she is. Thank you. You didn't have to say that. See, these fucking Yankees fans, you're such downers. You're just you're bad people through and through. Okay. I just want you to know. Great dad, terrible person.
Thank you. I will take that.
Yeah, making your son root for the Yankees has got to be some form of child abuse. By the way, it's just
Yeah, making your son root for a winner. Yeah, the worst thing you.
You're not a winner. You're not a winner at all.
I'm gonna let you have this. In the interest of time,
I took it.
I'm gonna let you have it.
I took it. You don't have to let me have it. 5 out of 6. Yeah, but man, we appreciate everybody for rocking with us here on the live edition of the No Rules podcast, baby. We'll see y'all soon. Peace.
Peace, y'all.